Okay. It is.
Excuse me.
It is Monday, April 4th, 6:08 p.m. Call this meeting to order. Roll call: Leonard Bud Belcher, Renee O'Donnell, Stanley Skip Smith, Cindy Grant, Town Manager. We have no warrants and we have no minutes to...
We're a little behind on the minutes.
That's okay. Just two of yous now. I'm gonna move up road paving bids, old business.
Okay.
We opened the bids up Friday, and we got a recommendation from Sewell. 4 bids were received with the numbers that are on record. The low bidder was Wellman Paving. Has been presented a complete bid. Total amount instead of the unit bid cost, so we can contact them. Did you get this, Scott?
The bid summary.
No.
The road maintenance, this is a recommendation from Sewell.
I told you about the description.
Yeah, they did that on the discrepancy of the bid form item.
Yeah,
If you look at the bid form, it says item
yeah,
here. It says description of item on below, but then it says in their line description, the sum of this item. So the sum of this item is a lump sum.
Right, but they called you and went through the whole bid
We did
package.
with Libby, yes. He
Yes.
called, discussed it with her, and she
Okay.
was fine. And
Okay,
she says, well, she goes, I guess it depends on how you look at it. So,
Yeah.
no, we were good with our bid.
okay, so you were comfortable with everything that you put in there, okay, all right.
well, the recommendation is to go with you guys, Scott and Eric. I think this board agrees, we will make
Yeah,
them.
I agree with that, I'm comfortable with that award.
Make
We've-
a-
I'd really like, now,
I have a,
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
have an alternative. We did value engineering for you guys,
Yeah,
knowing what we had done in the past with Newburgh roads.
yeah,
We did a value engineering package for you guys. If you guys would like to look at it, whether
Yeah.
you want it first and look at it afterwards.
What did you have to say, what did you want to
well,
say?
I just, how, this is still only getting 4 roads paved.
yeah, we're
Right.
gonna move on to that
That's
now.
exactly, I think
Yeah.
what,
Scott had did a,
But before I vote to even approve Scott as
low bidder,
low bidder.
yeah,
I mean, I would almost reject it and like to really look at the package he's presenting, to pave all
that's,
of the road.
that's
Right.
what we'd like to do. We've got a recommendation to take Wellman Paving as, to accept their bid.
And I'm glad
But-
of that.
But
But-
I agree with you. I think that Scott knows that the intention of the town and the board was to pave everything. So he's got a, is that what you've got
Yeah, I
tonight?
got it.
is an alternate bid,
Is an alternate bid with, did some value engineering in there to
Okay.
pave everything.
right.
Everything.
See, our bids come in low enough, 1,426,000 was Scott's low bid. That left us
1,326,000. Yes.
60
He was-
something.
Everybody else was
Which gave us a lot more
1.4.
money to finish up the roads, and that's
Right.
what Scott has done, is he has put together an alternate bid. You've looked at it, I've looked at it.
Not this one.
No,
No, this is a-
This one. I've looked
Okay.
at the other stuff, but I'm interested to see this for all the roads.
I don't know technically whether you should approve the awarding the bid.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Do we approve him as low bidder, or do we look at the value engineering?
I would approve him as low bidder.
And then he can
That eliminates
submit-
everybody else, and then
He-
let him give you that,
And he can submit his new bid?
yes.
Because the intention of the
That's how
whole,
you guys normally do it, right?
right,
yeah,
right.
You get the bid, and then they say, can you change this, can you change that?
Yeah,
He's
Right.
It's
just
like we
doing
did with
it
the cemetery bid.
for you. Right.
right.
So I'll make a motion to accept low bidder Wellman Paving
I'll second the motion.
All in favor? 3-0.
Okay. Now, we are open to looking at your bid with, and you've done this value engineering yourself, Scott?
Yeah, we used some of Sewell's plans.
Right.
Because that was, we knew that was a thing that the town had hoped to have involved.
Right.
Was the engineers, and they went off through the town, other than a few roads.
Right.
So we've taken what they had, changed a few items that we thought were a better alternative for you guys, they can actually.
More economical is what
Yeah.
you're saying?
So this is a different one from one you did 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We had to alter a little bit just to make them happy with what they were looking for. There were some things we went through, I'll go down through road by road if you want.
Yeah, I was gonna start right at the top of the first page you gave me, Scott, which was the Chapman Road.
Yeah, that was a part of your package.
Right.
No, it wasn't.
I got you in there for a full 1.5 inch overlay. That road was done about 10 years ago. That gives you another 10, 12 years out
Yeah.
of that road.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's in pretty decent shape.
yeah, right to
Okay.
the North Road.
I went to the North Road. They had you for a mill and fill section.
Right.
We had the gravel reports from Cindy from Visiting.
Right.
We got them forwarded to us from, actually Sewell's got them to us, what they gave Cindy. Went through those. We opted on the areas, they had a dig out area. The gravel wasn't that bad there. The culvert does need to be changed.
And which area is that?
That's just above Miller's Farm.
By Lou's.
It's,
Okay.
Where Whitaker lives?
Yeah,
on the plan, it's station 4425.
right, but I know it by Lou's driveway.
Yeah.
Right there.
We were gonna,
That's all I remember.
By the apple tree and the oak tree.
the
Right.
thickness on top that's on that road is crazy. It's unbelievable.
The what?
The thickness of the hot top.
There's spots that was at 3 inches, what spot we found 9 inches of hot top.
You know, I'm really glad we did that geotechnical survey to see what was under there.
And of course, we did a culvert wash out there
Right?
Right.
this winter and discovered that there's 4 inches of hot top, a foot of gravel, and 4 more inches of hot top. And then the culvert, right in front of Miller's Farm.
Right.
Just at the White House there, the other horse farm.
Right.
Right.
So we opted on that one. What we did is that road is pretty rough beyond what they're liking had on the mill and fill area.
Right.
Which to me, mill and fill on the North Road is a little crazy. We opted to reclaim 3 miles. That dig out area would have gravel added to it
Okay.
and the culvert changed. To reclaim 3 miles, which puts you from 69 just about to Charlie Gibbs' driveway.
Yeah, that's good.
Reclaimed, bindered, and surfaced the whole road right to the town line.
Right to the Carmel Town
Right
line?
to the Carmel town
Right from
line.
69 to the Carmel Town line.
Road, yep, road all brand new.
Up past Charlie Gibbs, there's some roots and pine trees growing up into the tar.
There's a few spots there that could be addressed.
Well, not so much, there's not so, I walk that section.
Yeah.
I walk that section like 3 times a week, or try to. There's not so much roots and stuff. Right across from Charlie's, we built that, when they built that road, it's kind of like sunk there, you know, it's kind of just, it needs to be built up
We had
and,
it going, it's hard to say, because when I worked, I actually rebuilt that road with Mike Manor. We were going to where Mike's rebuild started.
right.
So it actually pretty much covers you there if
Right.
we gotta go 10 feet further.
But the rest of that road is not bad. The flat
It's-
is nice, past our house is nice. We had a couple culverts pop on the other end, you guys
By
both
Tony
know
Ross's,
that.
yeah.
One right after Tony's and one at the foot of the hill right before the town line.
And which doesn't, whatever doesn't settle back into place
Right.
this spring, we run out and we grind the tops off the hump and do it.
When we
This is-
first started this, you were on the board.
Yep,
We had talked about we were gonna reclaim that piece of road.
yep.
In the first plan
I
we
think,
had.
I think reclaiming is a much better
Yeah, we
product.
do.
You reclaim it, you put it right back down. So
Yeah,
it,
it rototills it right there in place.
Grinds it
grade
and-
behind it. There's that one section we had adding gravel, cause it does need
Right,
a little
right.
attention there. The gravel base underneath was okay.
Right.
It was a little dirty. We had of course spec'd, they had crushed type A gravel, which is the new DOT spec,
Right,
which is about $33 a yard just to get put in the back of the dump truck.
right,
We can make type A gravel screened for, delivered on site for 16.
right.
That's a substantial savings. And the biggest thing we did this on this road, is because of the plans that you have, that calls for a 150 yard dig out.
Right.
It's an 1100 yard dig out.
It's only a,
It wasn't possible to make it work.
right,
Which we can get into that a little bit when we get to the final price of where you'd be.
Okay.
I have the two 24-inch culverts being done that he had on his plan.
Right.
Those are changed out and done. And then I went to North County Road.
Okay,
I had finishing the binder
yeah,
from there to the town line, right where Hamden left off, started last year. Then setting back and surfacing that whole road
Yeah.
from 69 to the down line again. That road was basically just a fine grade. Leon Rancourt and
I got a question on that road when you're done.
Leon Rancourt and Kendall, we heard Kendall the other night, everybody's added gravel to that road.
Right.
right,
It's there.
Right.
You know, there's no sense to keep winding gravel to that road.
right.
It's gonna be like Dahlia Farm Road here pretty soon and be.
Well, we think it's about 3 cars wide going across there
And
anyway.
we anticipate usually when we grade, we pull what we can without weeds into the center of the road and regrade the road and we'll get 2% slope on it and
Okay,
then pave it.
okay.
I think Brent had a question on.
Yeah, up on the Hamden end of that, where all the potholes are, you're gonna ditch that out too?
There was no
Over that point?
ditching on that road whatsoever from anything. We're trying to, there was no ditching on that in the plans. It wasn't even one of the roads on the plans.
Right. but
So we left it alone. We've given a per foot price for ditching in some of the other roads.
Okay,
That
well,
if it was,
that should be done before it's hot top, so.
see, and that's the hard part with doing that. It's, you know, that road, the 99% of those potholes, we see those, I've been dealing with a little bit in Glenburn. You'll pave a road and then down by the camps, they'll stop paving the road and you put reclaim down the whole way. Well, the next 250 feet of road's all potholes. That's from all them people coming off that hot top doing 50 miles an hour
Yeah.
and driving the brakes on to 25. Is what's making the potholes.
I would be one of those.
And that's what happens on that road.
Really?
Wow.
We went to Littlefield Road after that. We had 1.6 miles binder surface. We carried a little extra gravel in that road. We carried 300 yards for fine grading. That's a 15-inch culvert. And the ditching is, there's some, is down in the gully. Some of it is, and then,
Down by Webb's house,
yeah.
before Webb's house where the little,
Yeah, just see the exact location on this plan. I don't know some of the houses quite so well, but the exact area he had.
Bottom of the hill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get the bottom of the hill. And we had some more, there's a little bit of ditching in there for up at the intersection. Now,
Littlefield Tapley?
Littlefield Tapley Road, there's a little
Yeah.
bit on the Littlefield Road there, addressing with future culverts to be put in on the other roads.
right. Going back to Littlefield Road, Scott, I noticed Sewell's wanted to put gravel on top of the cement bridge.
We haven't
Pave over.
taken it off.
Thank you.
It's gone, back to concrete, the road graded so that we'll tap that and place the binder.
So we're not gonna go like this and then,
No,
Okay.
we'll cut back 60, 70 feet either side of it and blend it in, and that's actually gonna give us gravel. Some of that, I carried a fair amount of gravel in that road just because of like, in front of Steve Day's house.
yeah, yeah,
It's decent, but some of them spots, there's ledge right there coming out of the road, so we carried enough to transition from like the bridge
Up to it.
over that
Yep,
decently.
yep.
And it needs a little bit down, Seventh Road is Helen's Road. That house, that stretch before there.
Yeah.
The boggy area is pretty good, but right in front of that house, that's gotta come up a little bit. Granted, the ditch is gotta be reworked there, but
Yeah.
that area's gotta come up a little bit, cause we went through in there with the line of sight. The engineer had adjusting the line of sight on the other side of the road.
Right, right.
But he had nothing adjusting the line of the sight on that side of the road. Well, either way you're coming on that road, your line of sight is gone. All you can see is the intersection.
right.
And once you gotta crest that little hill, beyond, Pam's house, I can't remember her last name.
Pam and, Randy.
And Randy's house.
So there's some gravel in there to address that and changing, there's 80 feet of culvert on that road, which
Yep.
is basically a cross culvert and, one other one right there at the intersection of Severance, Tapley Farm and Littlefield.
Yep,
And then we went to Tapley Farm Road. That was great. We put 200 yards of gravel in there.
that's just up from the culvert.
Yeah.
Towards the field.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an area there that, Cause Babcock just did
Yeah,
the other end of it towards, Severance Road. Babcock had just done that not too long ago. Added 6 inches of type 8 or 2-inch gravel, fine grade, and that road had 500 feet of ditching, which some of that is up at the intersection,
right.
Where it meets
Littlefield.
Real
Yeah.
Field, right, I was,
and-
yeah, I was wondering, cause that house right there, we were gonna ditch along there and
Yeah, they moved the
Move the
fence
fence.
back.
set the fence back.
I had the
yeah.
fence as a later item, I had that your fence was in there.
Okay.
That was just one of the last things I did. And that road was basically just that, add some gravel, another culvert in that intersection, crossing, getting that water across the road.
Okay,
And then Budget Road, we had, 2.17 miles, binder, overlay, grade. There's a couple 15-inch culverts. There's one 40-foot culvert in the gully. What's the name of coming across?
The old Mudgett Road,
Just before the old Mudgett Road. It's right in the deep gully,
Chris Porter lives,
what's the name of that road on the right that goes up in the woods there?
Beach Road.
No, it's the old Mudgett Road,
That's-
right? The old Mudgett Road
Is
on
it
the
Old
right?
Mudgett Road?
Mudgett Road Mountain,
Going
we used to
towards
call
Kennebec
it,
Road, it's
yeah.
on the right-hand side.
No, takes you-
Oh,
At the
Croxford
shop.
Road. Croxford Road.
Yeah, right in that gully between them two.
Yeah, they come over and meet,
Road,
yes.
Croxford
I knew
Road.
there was
Okay.
another road that
We
was
have
there.
a 24-inch culvert there to be replaced.
Okay,
That was one of the spots
Yeah,
that went to
yeah.
crap this winter. They had that being excavated. We looked at that and the uphill side of that, which would be towards the salt shed. If you're standing in that hole, would be your left-hand side, looking at the Kennebec Road. There's coverage on the culvert, but there's still no ditch line there. We had assumed that we would change the culvert and add gravel to that section of road to lift it up a little bit more.
Yep.
And get rid of some of the same things.
Right.
Get rid of some of the whoop-de-woo in the road. And then there was fine grade, and there was 500, there was actually no ditching. There was 1,900 feet of ditching on that road in various spots. That was one of the ones we mentioned, if you decide to go with this plan, one of the spots was just right at the Croxford Road, as one of the spots that could use a whole ram for a couple days.
Get some of that
It
back
doesn't
up.
need it, but it would make a big difference in the road to clean that ditch up on the uphill side and get the water running both directions.
do you have that in here, in this?
I didn't, we carried it on the Littlefield Road, at the top of the hill by, Ron and Diane Darlin's.
Yeah.
The opposite side of the road.
Right.
We carried for a whole ram to get the water running down over the hill instead of sitting there. I mean,
You're talking right up, after coming from Kennebec over, you go around the corner, you're talking that flat stretch.
yeah, when you're headed towards almost a Winterport.
Go up the hill,
Now you're on.
I'll put the dirt in.
Up past Vince Garen's house,
Right.
Ron Darlin's
Oh,
house.
you're, okay.
Aaron
Top
Dumont.
of the hill where the water
Yeah.
sits on both sides.
Yeah.
We had that set up for whole ramming.
Blowing that ledge out so water will
Just one
run.
side, you can do both, but it's just added.
Is there a
expense.
culvert in there that,
There's a cross culvert.
Yeah.
It has to be readjusted, because it's got the water going towards Kennebec Road.
right,
It's going the wrong way. What they did is they put that in and then they just cleared out in the woods. I think Mike Manor did that one.
Yeah.
And it's just running out in there and it just backs up and comes
Hill on
back
both
out.
sides of the road, it just sits in the valley is what it
Yeah,
does.
yeah, and we figured a day with a whole ram to go in and get that running down that side.
and if you've got the whole ram that day, you guys could go over to the Mudgett Road?
Yeah, that would be
Blow that.
ideal. I mean, it could take you 2 days or 3 days to do it all, but the average cost is about $1,500 a day for a whole ram.
Yep,
I mean, you're talking $3,000 to make a little bit of a difference on.
Well, it's a big
every road.
difference.
There's that rock that hangs right out there, it's a piece of ledge.
Yeah, and then just on the Route 9 salt shed side of that sharp corner, you look up in the woods, there's a road driveway, they put a fence up there.
Yeah, right there is where
Well, did you see the big trench they got coming down through there to drain that?
yeah, they
mountainside?
got a well, that's what we saw was me and Erica. Water's coming down there crazy,
Yeah,
and it's gotta build up so much before it goes anywhere.
right.
And that was something we didn't see until after bids were due. We were actually over there goofing off the other day and noticed it. And that would be one of the additional spots that we had talked about. Where you get your culverts all changed on that road that they had in the plan. And then, another road they didn't have on their plan, which, they worked on actually for Cindy today, was Dye Farm Road. binder surface. I had 100 yards of gravel on that road. Can't imagine that I would need it after the road rebuild that I just had.
That top part's the only bad spot.
Yeah, it is just.
And it's been like that for as long as I've lived in town Newburgh. I don't know why it does that.
It's water sitting there.
Yeah.
But that's one of those spots like way back when we did it, when we paved the mouth of the Mudgett Road.
Yeah.
On the Kennebec Road side, that used to get so soft you couldn't even drive over it. We paved it and it hasn't cracked.
Right.
It's been paved for 5 years now.
Yeah, you sealed it.
You know, we
Yeah,
sealed
and
it
I
up.
remember thinking you were full of shit when you drove it.
Oh, Kendall did too. He goes, he's crazy. So we did it, and it doesn't have a crack in it.
Right,
I
right.
mean, it's just some of these roads just need to get sealed
Now,
up.
you're gonna pave over all these aprons and
We'll
stuff.
binder to the edges of them, and
Yeah.
then we'll surface over everything
Right.
right to the main road.
Okay.
And then, like I say, the Dollar Farm Road, we priced the bridge to Cindy today, the, whatever it is there. Culvert for the Fishway thing, she was working on that. We priced that to her, that's hopefully something you guys don't have to pay for. If you do, go as long as you can without doing it. It's
Yeah.
expensive. It's not just a bridge, I mean, it's basically a bridge, it's a culvert.
It's an open bottom culvert, it's a
Yeah,
bridge,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah, it's like what's on the Littlefield Road right now,
Yeah, it's expensive,
which we've already repaired twice.
right.
For salmon that don't exist.
Yeah,
Right.
they do.
Not on that road.
And I had Miles Road.
Yep,
There was some talk way back when I was a selectman, people didn't want that paved. We didn't take 100% measurement on that road. We feel by driving it, and we just ran up and looked. I mean, there's plenty of room to leave a decent shoulder on that road for horses. I mean, that road.
There have been other residents who have come in and said they would like the Miles
yeah, there's
Road.
more people that have, since this has gone to the town, there's been more people coming to us saying,
Well, I gotta say-
I want it paved.
They use the Guy Seahorse dung all over the Kennebec Road, walking on the hot top, so.
Right.
Right.
I mean,
I
it's
don't think it
there.
will stop anybody.
No.
You know, stop them from enjoying their horses.
So we had that, doing 1.38 miles, same thing, had a little bit of gravel on that road, because that's one that Kendall did not too long ago, a bunch of gravel. And most of these roads just need grading, shaping, and paving, and the culverts changed some ditching. I had resetting the fence and redoing adding the small piece of fence on Littlefield and Taft Farm.
Let me stop right there. What was the recommendation for Sewell? You guys went over and talked with those folks. We were gonna move the fence back.
I went over. What's gonna be done there is the fence basically is staying where it is. The only thing we're doing is, from where the fence starts at that corner, is we're gonna start a ditch. You're gonna pull the fence. The problem is, there's no way, we need the water to run out behind his house.
Right.
Because you go 30 feet from the start of that fence, and it drops right off, out behind his house.
Right.
The water stops in that corner. So you can either build that up, set your fence, or else you put a small ditch there, so any water that does build up
And
there.
set his fence
it's gonna-
back?
No,
out of
you
the
don't
ditch?
have to set his fence
We
back.
don't have to
Isn't
set-
that what we talked about, Brent?
Well, we started with 10 feet, then we decided we'd go with 5 feet. And then I think at the end of it, we were talking we could probably get a small ditch in there.
Right,
Set it right on the edge of the ditch.
right. No, you can even set the fence to the ditch.
What
You
did,
know.
Well, I mean,
what did
you gotta
you,
remember,
when you
4 or 5
saw that,
years
what is your
ago.
plan? What is this in the
His plan,
6,000?
we had what he has in his plan, which is relocating the fence.
Right.
We putting 75 feet of new fence in, 4-foot fence, or 3.5-foot fence he has on there. Regardless, whatever happens in that general area, unless you got a blast ledge, whether we gotta pick the fence up and move it back forwards.
Right.
I mean, you're covered in the $6,000 we carried for
Right.
dealing with the fence. We had the new piece of fence in there, relocating that fence.
I know we're adding a fence, we're cutting out his lilacs and putting a fence there,
Yeah.
going up the Littlefield Road.
3.5-foot tall.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
75 feet.
keep the kids from running out the
So
road.
we have that one, that's in there, and relocating that other fence wherever it had to be set
Right,
to.
you're not replacing that fence of his.
No,
Okay,
well, we carried a little bit in there, cause you never know.
yeah,
Somebody smashes it with an
And, you know, and if
excavator.
we go over there and we'll all look at it and you guys come over, cause that'd have to be a meeting with us and him and you guys.
Right.
Or one of you
Right,
guys to say,
right.
hey, this is what we discussed, this is just, we're gonna ditch right here, and that's fine with us.
Right.
I mean, we'll credit you back, what it doesn't cost us to
Okay.
not do it.
Right, because I see you had 6 grand and I'm thinking, you know, the only,
That's what I'm thinking too.
you know, moving that fence, I don't think will be 6 grand.
Yeah, see, their plan had it, and what we basically did is you never know,
Right,
you're touching over it. Which I said, to, you know, the guys in the office, these fence isn't that old, but we break the post, we do this.
right, oh
Right.
yeah, yeah, no, and I see again, like we had talked before about overtures, you know.
Right. And we carried some protection there, I think gravel wise, you're covered on all your roads.
Right.
You know, unless we see something off the wall. I mean, we carried some gravel on all the roads for grading. The only one we didn't was North County Road, just because we've seen it, I mean, Rancourt just did it, Kendall just did it.
Right,
I mean, it wasn't that long ago, when I paved that road, Kendall had just put gravel on it.
you probably
So-
pull half the gravel from the sides anyways.
It is, and I mean, that's one thing we didn't carry with shoulders on your roads, but we're hoping, a lot of towns don't even bother doing it, and we're hoping by the time that we're done grading the roads, there's a windrow material there.
Yeah, you can
that
pull it in.
Just has to be pulled in, was our plan with it.
Driveways, what are we doing to driveways?
We had just shim gravel, they are what they are. Up top driveways will match into, of course, but the other ones will just be basically shim gravel.
Yeah,
We'll put a few yards of gravel out and tie them in, compact it, and that's what they got.
Okay.
Yeah,
With any luck, you're not gonna change, you're not doing a massive elevation change in any
right,
of the roads.
right,
So there shouldn't be any issues that way.
Can I ask something?
sure,
I've had a couple of people that have called, with culvert issues in their driveway and wanted to know what this whole thing was about, and I told them that once we found out that I would ask whoever was awarded the contract if they wanna have their
culvert replaced.
culvert replaced, if they buy the culvert, if you'll work with them as you're doing the roads.
Yep. Commonly, the best predicament is I know you guys don't do them, would be to pay the town, cause it's tax exempt, but
Yeah,
for the work.
yeah. One of them is over on the North Road. It's actually the only one in that whole stretch we had the mess with this winter
Walter?
that has a smaller culvert. And the end of it, the driveway has come out and kinda filled in the end of the culvert, it's there.
Right.
It's this big versus this big because of the stuff coming out, and the water comes right out of his driveway.
Is that
And
Shannon's?
if he doesn't do a little ditch to get it to get down into the culvert, it doesn't drain,
It doesn't
comes out
drain.
into the road.
I think the
So he'd
biggest
like to, he wanted to know
thing
about,
is they kinda would have to call us for a quote.
That's what I
have us
told
go
them.
go do it prior to working on the road.
Right,
Right.
That's one thing we've discovered over years of working for towns, is we can't be going along on the road unless you're paying the bill and change their culvert.
right?
right.
Because if we, then it becomes that,
Yeah.
I don't want you changing their culvert on our taxpayers' money.
that's when
Right.
it starts and it's.
Yeah, and all it takes is a couple people to drive by and say, gee, Scott's out there changing Joe's
So just have
culvert.
him call him,
Have him call him and
We'd
he'll,
have to come do it before we even started on that road.
Yep.
And say it was done, they paid the bill.
because what's also gonna happen is you're probably gonna get some homeowners coming up, geez, when you start laying tar, you don't mind doing my driveway, can I get a cheaper price?
No.
Thank you.
Because we don't do it until at least 2 weeks after we're done paving the road, because we're not gonna be in trouble for damaging.
Right,
And you see your lovely total,
$1,957,101.42. Did you double that 21 cents on us?
I want to stick with the odds, but
I like that total, that choosing up all our 2 million. I know Skip's concern was getting all the roads done. This
I
definitely,
like this package in that it is just under the 2 million, but it pays every inch of this dirt road. Which
Yeah.
was my biggest concern. That
Right.
was my biggest,
my biggest concern is we've only got $43,000 for overtures.
Right, I was just gonna say, my only thing is, it can't go over. We don't have any more money.
summer road
$170-some
money.
thousand left in our road.
170.
Right, but we don't wanna spend that, we might wanna do something
No.
else.
For an overage.
That's gone as of June 30th.
I get
We don't
it,
spend
I
Right.
totally
we
get
haven't
it.
gone by then.
It can be next year's payment.
When do you expect to start, Scott?
We're waiting, plans to start, I would assume, all of our guys, unfortunately, I'd say next week, but all of our guys are OSHA, MSAR training, first aid, CPR, all that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Next week. So we dig safe this week. We get a contract up to Cindy for her to sign. We dig safe this week coming right here. The minute the guys are out of training, you see excavators landing here like crazy.
Head for Newburgh.
Stuff happening.
Okay.
Go ahead, Brent.
I just got a question for you, Scott, on the intersection of Tapley Severance and Littlefield Road. You going with like the same plans that Sewell had?
That's what we
On
did.
Severance Road,
Yeah,
so the
there
water
was
doesn't run down in there?
Severance Road running across. There was Littlefield, actually, then Littlefield Road had one, I believe, going across at an angle
Yeah,
to the other side of the road.
yeah,
And then it goes down about 100 feet
goes back.
and goes back across the road. That was
I asked
actually,
him why we couldn't just shoot it right down that same side, but.
Right.
That was actually-
Brent, I think maybe you, Scott and I and Eric maybe meet there before this all happens. I'd like to get a hold of Randy. And we all,
We should meet with him and say, hey,
yeah,
this is coming.
this is what we're doing.
Here's what's coming, yeah.
Yeah,
Don't show up.
and there's some options there. 'cause
Yeah.
I don't-
Right, because you don't want to,
yeah, no, Helen, before you start, I would like to meet with Randy to know what we're gonna do with the fence, what
Right,
we're gonna
that's
do
it.
with that corner. There was a question I was gonna ask Helen when I see her walked in. Helen, I know you guys lived up there as long as ever. How many times have you had an accident in them four corners?
None.
There's never been an accident.
I can't remember one. In
I can't either. I've been here for 32
all the
years.
years I was on the fire
Yeah.
department, we never went there for an
Yeah.
accident.
Yeah, I think the line of sight is critical, but I think it's also, because I asked Jeff from Sewell, well, what if we put a four-way stop in here? You're gonna have accidents, because you're changing everything. So
I
if
don't
we
know.
just keep with the
Yeah.
2 stop signs and keep that through, I think that'll be fine. And I think if we look at Randy's fence and other things a different way than where Sewell has tried, remember we were gonna move the road over?
well, that's what they wanted us to
You
do.
know, right.
You can't do that.
Yeah, I
No,
don't-
because
I
you gotta
don't-
get
I don't-
hydro down there to pull a pole and move it over too.
You gotta get easements off property.
Right.
Right, that's opening a
Right.
whole can of worms.
Right.
I don't want to move the
Something
road.
else
thing
with
that
fence
would be
outside the
good-
road, we'll have to move the road over for
From
them.
traveling that road and after plowing your luxurious dirt road this winter, that I've seen that should be
Oh,
done.
so that's why you wanted to. I got the picture
When I
now.
did this, these are all supposed to be hot top, you know?
Right.
That whole intersection should have some top to the property owners at all 4 corners,
Yep,
just for the sake of, I know where we push our snow, I know where Helen pushes their snow, I know where Randy pushes his snow. It all ends up in that 4-way intersection, and I think whatever we do there, we gotta make sure the changes in the ditch lines are gradual enough. So you might have to go back an extra 5 or 6 feet, making these
With
ditches
your, yeah, okay.
to make it nice and gradual, because we don't need our plow trucks stuck there.
right.
We don't need our plow trucks hitting Helen's plow truck that's stuck there, or Randy, because, and then that's where all the snow seems to end up from.
Right. Randy usually plows the fence side, am I right?
Yeah,
Well, he did
well,
up until this year.
Right.
Dana's plows the opposite side of the road now, he drives up to the fence.
Right.
Basically.
Pulls it off the
And
fence.
shoves it all to the other side,
Right.
which kinda hinders kinda everybody else. from
Most
plowing.
definitely.
You know, but it's the best way to do it without destroying the fence and us paying for a new fence, plowing the
Right.
roads. But we just need to make sure that everybody's fine with if we go 5 feet further here.
I
and,
think it's a great idea for
Yep.
everybody to meet over there and talk to
Yep,
the
so
neighbors. and-
we'll have Cindy get a hold of Randy and find a time that we can meet with him, and then she'll get a hold of
What's his
you.
last name?
Bigfoot.
Bickford.
All I was gonna say.
Yeah, go ahead, Helen.
Someone has come in the last week or so, I don't know who, and explained to Randy Bickford and Pam all they're going to do to that fence. Who would that be?
One of the fence companies that were called by one of the contractors
Right.
to go up and give them an estimate.
Holy, they got them so filled full of.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they shouldn't even be,
Saying,
they shouldn't even be listening to him, because the last time Brent and I talked to Randy and, what's her name?
Pam.
Pam, we were all set on everything. They were happy with everything we were gonna do. Because he came out with a attitude, which I totally understand.
I can do it.
You know, but you've also gotta remember, our easement for that road goes down there in the middle of their sofa, in their living room.
Right. That house
Okay,
is so
Pam wanted me to pick the house up and move it back in the corner.
Of course you
Okay.
did.
They want miracles there, but I just was disappointed that someone had gone and talked to them.
Yeah, no,
Well,
that's
nobody from us, Helen.
No, when we put the bids
This
out.
out to bid,
I
one of
just-
the things, I don't know if you guys did your own or not,
We
but
did
I,
our own.
Yeah.
yeah, well, I know that,
Lanes or somebody had a fence
Superior
company.
Fence and who's the?
Allen Farm.
Allen Farm and Fence both called here to find out
Yeah.
where this was located, because they had to go over there to come up with measurements and look at it to come up with an
And
estimate.
if Pam,
So those other contractors must have
Right.
sent them out there.
I'm just.
and if Pam and Randy had a problem with it, they should have called the office,
I know, but they,
you know, or called me, because we've already talked.
Because my Randy's friends with them.
Yep.
They got it, they had it all settled, what was gonna happen, they were, everything, and I went, I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, that's all,
Anyway.
like I say, get a hold of Randy and Pam, we'll set up a meeting, we'll go over, we'll describe to them what we're gonna do. I don't believe it's gonna be as
And all we
drastic.
did, just so you guys know, everything, other than changing the mill and fill and the dig outs, everything was the culverts to be changed, the ditching is what's on their plan.
Right,
If Brent comes along and does 100 feet here, then it's 1,200 more bucks. I mean, and I think, any of those, I really think you're gonna struggle to have any overages. I mean, we all screw up, but for goodness, this is like time number 6 or 7, and me and Eric and Jimmy spent 9 hours the other night.
Yeah.
If, I think any overages you're gonna have at this point, when things are happening, Renee coming by or you coming by and seeing, going, wow, we've done this much. How come we're not dealing with this? How
Right.
much is it to deal with this right now?
Right.
And we ran into that in Glenburn. We've been there, this is year number 3. We'll be back out there. It's been a thing that's come up. You know, the town manager comes by, or when the selectmen drive by, and how come we're not addressing that right now before we make these roads beautiful
Right.
down in Ovalwood?
Right.
And those are, and they've all been minute things. I think in Glenburn last year was $2.6 million worth of work we did, and they had, I think, $61,000 in change orders that they
changed.
changed,
Right,
other than
right.
one.
So as long as we stay away from you, we're all
Yeah,
good.
so wherever you're working, we won't drive.
Right.
Well, I do have one question on the North Road before we move, only because, remember when you came to us one time and we were talking about the North Road, right at, Frank Prescott's house. So Frank's been gone for a long time, I should say.
We all know.
Should say Geraldine Prescott's house. When they paved that road, they kind of swung it to her mailbox.
Yep.
And if you go down the road and you go straight, your right hand side of your vehicle is actually in that ditch. Can we
Those
just
are
put?
your tracks.
Yes. If I meet my maker, it's going to be right on that knoll. I swear to
Just
God.
back before, no.
Where Tracy's place
Before
is?
Charlie Gibbs.
Oh, with.
Right after that little
Frisbee
knoll.
lot,
Yeah, I think there might be ledge under there, I'm not sure. I just want to make sure we put the road back
Yeah.
straight.
We can straight line it if it's a problem area, as long as somebody.
Because what
Yeah,
people
that
do
is
is they
the
don't
spot.
swing to the mailbox. The road kind of goes like this. It goes right under her mailbox, if you
And
notice.
at the rate she travels, it doesn't take much to throw her off track.
Just make sure there's a good shoulder there.
If I want to go airborne, I want to land nicely.
Better to move her mailbox.
I have a question about mill and fill. In the bid specs, I just learned this. Did Sewell's have the mill and fill so that you had to use that, or?
No,
Did you
the mill,
dispose of
the
it?
mill is, it's ground up top, it throws it in the back of the truck and
How's it on?
it's gone. Which it leaves a layer of hot top there, which that's why I couldn't imagine they were doing that on.
So what you're going to do is grind it in place,
To the gravel.
shim it,
Yeah,
and then compact it, and then pave it.
that's what they were doing. We're gonna, shim the one big area by, was it Lou Whitaker?
Lou Whitaker.
Lou's driveway, yeah,
We're gonna put 6 to 8 inches, 10 inches of gravel through that area.
right.
Bring that up,
You're gonna leave the tire there.
yep, and then the reclaimer's gonna come through.
Take
And
the
that's
tar
gonna
and the
just tar
gravel.
and gravel and everything and chew it right up. We're gonna regrade the road, put 2% slope to the road, put 2 inches of new binder and 1.5 inch new surface on it. And wanted to keep going to the surface, right to past Bill Brooks to the down line.
Okay.
Now, you've got 12.5 millimeter surface.
Yep.
12.5 inches?
No,
No,
it's,
it's a
12.5
the
millimeter
size of the rock.
rock that's in the,
19 millimeters
For the-
segregated, that's very good binder.
right,
Water gets in it, freezes. Then we cover it up with 12.5, which
Okay.
is a mid-grade. The 9.5 is very fine. It's what they used to use for surface, but I think every DOT unit is now it's 12.5.
Right.
On the interstate and everything, it's a heavier duty.
so everything's getting 12.5
Yep.
binder,
for surface
yeah, I
coat.
mean surface.
Yep.
Yep, okay,
Was that in the Sewell's, was that in Sewell's specs?
I
yep,
believe it was
12.5.
19,
Yep.
12.5.
yep, 19 and 12.5,
9.5's kind of gone to the wayside. unless
right,
it's a-
it's too fine.
And you, that's gonna be that's our surface product as well?
Yep.
That's your binder and your
No,
surface?
the
binder's
binder's 19
19.
millimeters.
19 millimeters.
Very, it's big rock, coarse.
Well, I'll tell you what, if we go with this, I've gone from very unhappy to very happy real quick.
We like you happy, Skip.
0 to 90, right?
Just about that fast, Ellen. Just about that fast.
I had another question, Scott, on that sharp curve on the budget road. What are you gonna do up there? You building one side up or lowering one side?
On the budget road, it was basically 2%, get it to carry, we're gonna have to elevate that corner a little bit.
No,
Get
this
the
will
water
take
to the
care
left
of
side.
every little money we
About
got.
hot top slides is what I.
Yeah, but it's to keep
Which
it
is
to the minimum.
what it's for.
with any lot. We
I know,
just
but-
carry two
I know,
feet across the
I
whole
felt like
road.
I've
I know, whatever that gut feeling that we had the other night.
I'd like to have that reserve a little bit, that's why I can't.
Well, we do have 170 sitting there doing nothing.
And it
I
can,
mean, they had some good ideas, but.
I say we,
The interstate.
good.
Right,
Can you make the
exactly.
first initial?
And we're actually gonna build that gully up some.
Okay.
Change the culvert and build that gully up, so it's
At the
not
end,
such
you're
a,
gonna have
Yeah.
the grant money if you need it
Okay.
to go towards overages. And if you don't use it for overages, you can always go back and do something else.
Right.
It's for road work.
we're not gonna have any overages.
Right.
Yeah, as long as we stay away from
Do
them.
you want me to point your finger, want me to point my finger too?
Want me to point my finger?
there might be a ton or two, I mean, it's pretty rare, I mean, without us making it.
Well, I don't have a truck, so I won't come bothering.
I mean, it's pretty rare to have it, you lose a little on one road, it makes up on the next. I mean, they don't always take the, you go with Google Maps, you go measure it yourself with a measuring wheel. And
Right.
Right.
they're not, there's no perfect road to be perfect. I mean, we went through that with lanes, I don't know, a couple of years ago when they did Lindsay Road, they came in way under. And then to the next year, we had to turn around, surface the whole thing. And
Right.
I mean, it happens, it does. That's how we do it. We have for density tests on us on here to get your density testing report on the asphalt.
Yeah.
We have we have 4 guys that are certified. They take them, if need be, I'd rather not do it the whole job, because it's an extreme added expense. But we could have Coles come out a couple times, or Lane, just as a reassurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're testing ourselves, but
Right.
just to show that the testing we're doing is not off kilter.
Right.
We could have them come take a few densities too, but like.
I know most projects have the clerk of works overseeing
Yeah.
state and federal work. We don't need a clerk of works to oversee your work.
I don't think so, unless you want to. I mean, you can, but I can call you if I have trouble.
Okay.
I don't-
Can I call you if I have trouble?
Yep.
Okay.
Instantly.
I don't think we need a whole lot of oversight on this project for Scott.
I don't either, but I just want to make sure everybody
Yeah, I
understands.
know that.
You know, who's
We need some.
keeping an eye on Scott's work?
I will.
Yeah, okay. Helen will.
Once they find out you're paving every road in Newburgh, I'll have about 600 babysitters.
Yeah. Actually, 963 of them.
I was given the benefit to 300 of them that they were.
Yeah.
That's all that ever votes is 300, right?
Just
Right,
about.
right.
300, 350?
Yeah,
You got 960 voters, only 300 of them vote. I don't have a problem with this. Mr. Porter?
Curiosity, what's the time frame on all this work to be done?
he just said a couple weeks he's gonna start it.
Yeah.
I realize
Oh,
that, and I'm saying,
How long's it gonna take?
Our goal, I believe, scheduling wise, everything works, our goal is to push through, I'd say realistically into June, but by June 15th, we'd like to be out of town and done. That would be our goal. Weather, of course, we all know we
Right.
can't place and do.
Put a little hump right in front of his driveway.
We can't, if rain kicks in or whatever, we can't come out and do.
Right, no, that's understandable. I have the same problem siding.
Our goal is to get in, get it done, we always gotta be in Glenburn, and not to rush through your job, but paving wise, there's some pretty good chances. The North Road, we figured that, you'd have that reclaimed. It's gotta sit for, we'd prefer a week when they reclaim it, and just let the traffic have it.
Right.
We'll do some with dust control on it if necessary or
Yeah.
whatever. And it could be 3 or 4 days that it sits, but depending on, how the material looks when it's done.
You guys got signs and flaggers and,
Yep, with signage, flaggers, work area signs, pump signs, everything will be done that way, everybody's certified.
Kendall looking for a job.
What do you think, Mr. Smith?
Yes, Brent?
Yeah, I got a question. You talked about putting an 1.5 inch overlay on the Chapman Road, and you were talking about, are you gonna add gravel to them shoulders? Where are you gonna get your gravel from on there?
We didn't anticipate anything, the only thing that was part of the conversation was, that was the next road that had to be dealt with for an overlay, so that's what we put in there. Kinda knew where your budget stood.
Now, what if we go, I see Hamden doing 3/4 surface on top of theirs. Can we go 3/4 and take what's left over from 151,808 and go with shoulders? Because Brent's right, you're gonna build that road up a lot.
Well, I'm wondering how much more it would be for the shoulders. I mean,
Right.
you still might have a little to play with.
Well, it's only an 1.5 inch overlay, like even on a state road, if it's an inch, I believe it's a 2 inch or less drop, don't even do the shoulders. Because it's such a minor drop.
Right.
And where you use sand, you're gonna fill that in.
Gonna fill it in the winter.
And you're gonna grade it down the edge and pull it back a little.
All right, hold on, what's
An
that?
1.5 inch with a 12.5 material, you can't lay that 12.5 at 3/4 of an inch.
Right, you'd have to go to a 9.
Yeah, and it's a much better product.
Yeah, because I know the sharp corners where we have filled
Filled and filled.
and filled.
Yeah, just hot top another lane in there, put it
Yeah.
right next to the pole so they can hit it every time.
Yeah. Just paint the pole orange. That won't
Big
help.
bullseye
Three
on it.
of those,
3 what?
we bought 3 of those in my family.
Poles, your family?
Oh, your family's bought
Just
3 poles?
my family.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Right, well, education.
2,900.
Is that the
Wow.
one on the Chapman Road?
Yeah.
you think they'd move that?
My granddaughter was the last one.
Yeah.
Should have asked them to move that pole before we signed the pole permit, put it back in.
What's that?
We should have asked them to move it before we signed the pole permit,
You
put it
can't,
back in.
we can't because it's all ledge right there. That's why they put it there, you know? Put it out in the woods, I don't care, I know.
Dynamite.
But that's one of the things that's the hard part with that road though.
I say you
Last
pave
year,
it and then
Kendall was up there.
see how it
With
works.
his grader sucking it all up in the road, making a great big mess because the shoulders were too high coming down Chapman Road Hill.
Right,
So I think it's a varying, I know like areas you're thinking of, like right by, what's his name there, the Cordy's.
Yep.
Crossroads, road from his house.
Ledge.
That, that ledge is there, and no matter what you put there, it pounds it out.
Yep.
I mean, we put reclaim in there, coal patch in there, and
I
that
think
ledge,
hot top in there.
it pounds it out. Every time cars go through there, for whatever reason, they can't stay on the road right there. They drive on that side and it beats it right out.
You know, the crook in the pavement, like Red Ames talking about on the North Road.
right. I say we,
What do you think, Renee?
again,
I do
This
think
is-
it's a good plan.
This does accomplish everything that we,
Everything
well,
we've-
I wasn't even here, I say we, but what we told the town, what we were trying to accomplish. Paving all of our
And
dirt
it-
roads.
Grinds,
I like the fact that
the
it,
first half of North Road is ground.
yeah, and that's,
To a good depth,
Reclaimed.
Yeah.
reclaimed, whatever, I mean,
yeah,
and it's.
that's a big deal for
That
that
was one of
road.
the things, before you even came here, Scott and Buddy and I had talked about the need to reclaim that piece of road.
Yeah,
how much is our first payment?
180.
But that's not,
183.
that's not on that our budget right now.
No, that's on the one I'm doing.
That's the
next year.
upcoming budget.
The last
We just paid
payment,
the interest payment, the
Which was
first payment of the thing, which
28,000.
was an interest payment of $25,000.
Okay.
Right, and we paid that out of our road
Right.
budget, our
Next
current.
November, we'll have a principal payment, and then I think it's the following May,
We have
we'll
a,
have another interest payment.
Right.
Two
Okay.
together is 180-some thousand.
right,
okay.
right.
If you did that whole road, just so you get an idea without cutting your budget back, if you put a foot and a half shoulder on the whole road, 2 inches deep with the type A screen gravel, you'd be about $12,000 to shoulder the whole road.
So if we
That's
want,
the whole road.
The whole road.
that's the Chapman
One end
Road,
to
the whole
other.
road,
Yeah.
if we,
Right,
if we
both
needed
sides.
to do
Yeah,
that.
I don't think on your dirt roads, it's gonna be a necessity, you might have a spot here, a spot there, but that is a little.
You throw that in by all the money you made by not plowing.
Right. The sand had killed me, to be honest, but that was the only thing that was bad. The plowing wasn't bad, the sand had sucked. but
Yeah.
we
But
emptied
the thing is,
building,
like
it's
you
all
said,
sand.
we've graded the North Road shoulders and the Chapman Road shoulders for
Right.
salt sand buildup. So it's not gonna take long if
Right.
you don't do it.
Yeah, well, $12,000 to do Chapman Road, and you're not gonna do the whole Chapman Road, because there's gonna be spots
Right, I
where
mean,
you're
that
gonna
was,
pull
that
it
was
back.
for 400
Right.
yards of material to do the whole thing.
And we do have that budget money
Right.
that we can go to
Yep.
still.
Okay,
Okay.
enough talk.
I get nervous spending this much money, but, no.
I get nervous spending
My
this
wife
much of
doesn't.
town's
Spends
taxpayers' money.
Yeah,
I make a motion, we accept.
I'm nervous too, but we're already into it.
I know,
Yeah.
we're knee deep in it, aren't we, Skip? We gotta get her done.
We're up to
Bond
our
bank won't
asshole
take
then.
back your money.
There's no way you can,
What'd
you
you
can't
call-
back out now. We're gonna make the best we can.
What'd you call this again?
Value engineering.
Value,
I make a
rebid
motion
with
we
value
accept.
engineering.
Scott Wellman Paving's Value Engineering bid for $1,957,101.42. Make him, somebody second it, and we'll open the floor for discussion.
Second.
Floor is open for discussion. All in favor? 3-0. Joe Scott.
I'll get Cindy a normal
Yeah.
contract. Instead of just
While
an estimate.
Scott's still here, can we talk about the culvert grant?
Sure can. Well, we got you here. Might as well give you more work, more money.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
You, last meeting I talked to you about that culvert, I didn't think, well, I've talked to the people that told me that our point system, we weren't adding up points enough
Right.
because what we were doing upstream, there was a dam, so it didn't cure the problem, so I talked to IF&W and explained to her, she said she was gonna speak to this other Audubon Society or whatever it was called. So they talked, so I got a call back and the other day, and the gentleman was misunderstood and said, what I said was not referring to you not qualifying for the grant, it was that based on the facts that I had, you did not qualify for our money. Well, I said, I didn't even know you guys had money, but now that I do, you'll be hearing from me. So I went back at the grant. Grant's due tomorrow by 2 o'clock, which I will be hand delivering in Augusta because I couldn't get it in the mail today to be there by 2 o'clock tomorrow.
Okay.
It's almost done, the stuff's all done. Eric got me an estimate today on that culvert, and, around $73,000.
For
That's for the
culvert?
It's God's price.
For the open bottom culvert?
Open bottom,
It's, the culvert itself is 30-some odd thousand, I think.
Is it prefab? You just set it in there?
No, we gotta bolt it all together, it
Yeah.
just comes in pieces.
Right.
And it's that's that prefab concrete that sets their, pieces,
Right.
but then that culvert sits on top of it. And that's
Yeah.
all, just comes in pieces
Yeah.
to us.
so. that
What,
might
what
be-
would this grant, what, is this grant to cover the whole cost? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so if we get the grant, great. If we don't get the grant,
Right.
we'll address it as need be.
So I
Cause,
don't know what you wanna do, because this, if we can put Dahlia Farm off to the last,
Yeah.
gunfire, I won't know about this grant until the first part of June. Is that?
Is that all right with you?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right.
And I'll let you know the minute I know
Yeah, there's
that
plenty
one
of
way or
stuff
the
to
other.
do, and that will, that is about, there's a few things with that that aren't on the pool, that's not cost-wise, but that road would have to be closed for roughly 2 weeks, no through traffic whatsoever. It might, at least a week with absolutely no through traffic, maybe 2.
To install that,
To get
that
this
live bottom
Requires
culvert.
Permits from, I think, what is the, Army Corps of
Oh,
Engineers
yeah, yeah.
and DEP,
Yeah.
which I am gonna get right on, probably not tomorrow, but the next day, get it enrolling, cause it takes a while.
Yeah.
Even if we don't get the culvert, it's better to start the permit. and
Right, if we don't get the
process
grant,
now.
no big deal. We could,
Right.
yeah, yeah,
And
absolutely.
if we don't follow through with the permits, that's fine, but
Right.
they are quite time consuming, so.
Yes.
Like I said, it won't be tomorrow, but the next day I'll get right on doing the permits.
Okay.
Now what about the Mudgett Road culvert?
That wasn't included, but that's where this other place, because the Mudgett Road culvert is more of a risk. It's the higher risk one for these salmon, so I'm thinking that maybe we get this one through, then that Maine Audubon Society spilled the beans and told me they had money. So, we'll go see them next time.
Okay,
They haven't got legs about August.
Yeah,
Right.
We'll get salmon in them streams yet,
salmon. Okay.
okay. Fantastic.
okay? That's all I
No
have.
overages.
So,
Brent,
Can we get Scott to give us an estimate on the budget?
might as well.
On the culvert,
You gonna put a live bottom in there?
You gotta do the same you're doing on the other one.
Just a
It's gonna
smaller
be
one?
just, I already asked them, it's gonna be roughly just about what the one was today.
well, the difference, major difference would be is the concrete, the culvert size pricing. But they, from what I gathered in the conversation we had at the office this afternoon, they don't vary a lot.
Yeah.
There could be a 24-inch culvert,
Serena's
things like
gonna-
that, and it's, they want their money for them.
Yeah.
They actually, and this is,
Well, if we can't get grants, and I say we let them sit there till we get.
Exactly. I
No.
completely
they're on
agree.
the high side, because what they do, these people that build that culvert, on top of what everybody else does, they come up and put out traffic sensors, everything, do the traffic survey, and they actually get a vehicle weight survey on that road, because then this is like the maximum price for the culvert that they'll charge us. But it could be a little bit cheaper depending on the weight load of the road, but
Oh, I see.
until they come up and do that study and engineer it themselves, this is.
So we can't call American Concrete and say build us some open bottom culverts?
No, it's gotta be metal, it was metal.
Aluminum,
Aluminum, and it's gonna be concrete sides and aluminum top.
that design that I sent you, is that pretty good to go by?
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Cause we don't need to hire an engineer to do this, but I just wanna make sure that design that they did.
That's just what they needed.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
so she
Okay.
said she'd work with me for the other one when they get time, so.
And if I get a contract up to Cindy, she's all set to go with it, and
I
Yep,
believe so.
start paving.
I'll get that out. Because if they get a chance, people get started, they can start laying the roads out, we can get started on it.
Right.
Nothing better than seeing the townspeople happy because they're seeing people out there working on the roads.
Because we'll get a hustle on it.
I don't care if you just spray painting marks on the roads or if you,
Trace your hand.
Weight limits on,
Storm coming.
Cool.
Yeah.
who you wait for.
So thank you guys very much.
Thank
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 you.
you.
Appreciate it,
Oh,
make it happy.
No,
Yep,
I hope, well, Renee, she's looking pretty glib right now.
I hate spending money like that.
Have to do extra special.
Can't we just fix it?
Make sure you have an ice cream waiting every night here when she drives by.
Try, yeah.
My
I'd
time.
much rather have, a Bud Light or something.
Whatever.
Cool, thank you guys very much.
All right.
I'll get a contract
Thank
up to
you.
Cindy.
Thanks,
You're
Eric.
on tomorrow, you said?
Yeah, I'm gonna be, for a while be gone, yeah.
Okay, I'll check in
Oh,
with
yeah.
Flower and I'll see you
I'll
Get
Wednesday.
in,
Okay.
yeah.
Get it done.
It's gonna
Okay.
take me a couple, 3 hours to go to Augusta and back.
Cool, nice, thank you guys.
thank
All
you.
right, thank you.
Thanks, Eric.
Perfect.
Moving on, MRC perk meetings, MRC, there's gonna be a meeting April 18th at 6 o'clock, and then Perks coming in at April 25th at 6
I
PM.
gotta make sure I have those correct on my calendar.
Did you guys get this chance to Victor's email
Yeah.
today?
I did read Victor's email today, and you know what? If he's like a dog with a bone, if he gets into something, he gets into something, doesn't he? I see he prepared a PowerPoint plan and everything.
PowerPoint, he believes that this is the way that we should
Well,
proceed with this.
he's got a
He has a
point.
point, yes,
We
he does.
really want the townspeople to know that we don't have an inclination one way or another. This
Right.
is really a fact-finding
Yep,
event. We really am not,
Yep.
you
Yeah,
know,
because
would
I
like to hear.
haven't, I definitely haven't made a decision on
No,
what we
neither
should be
have I.
doing.
It's so convoluted, the whole thing, you know?
18th and 25th, I got on here.
18th,
so I guess,
are they both at 6 PM?
yes,
Okay,
they're Monday nights at 6 PM.
I've got them both in there.
There is going to be a public hearing, Helen,
Yes,
April 18th and April 25th.
I am well aware of that.
Okay.
I've done quite a lot of research.
Victor called it.
Victor's been on me.
Wow.
God love him.
I just said he's like a dog with a bone when he gets
Oh,
into
God.
something.
He is relentless.
But you know what?
He's an educated man.
He likes doing research, and this is beneficial to us, I think.
Right.
It is.
Oh, it's most definitely
Yeah.
beneficial to us.
For him to
It's
just do
what
all
he-
that research.
It's what
and-
he's good at.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yes, I read his email. I went through his PowerPoint.
I would suggest us be here about 5:30
Mm-hmm.
to go over it with Victor.
Okay.
Culvert grant, we already talked about.
Yep,
Proposed office space for the fire department, rescue to replace double wide, waiting for plan from fire department.
So what is this rescue to replace the double wide?
Fire department rescue.
the office
that's
space
one.
for fire department rescue,
Okay,
the double wide, that's what they do, it's an office.
right.
And we left it last meeting that he's gonna get you guys a plan.
Because
so-
he didn't like our plan.
Right.
Remember, I said, all right, you give us a plan. And I got the email from him saying, what? Said for us to get the plan, didn't he?
No, that's for the
Oh, for something else, okay,
insurance,
right.
Right.
Well, they aren't here with the plan,
so we'll just keep waiting.
yep.
Not much longer.
No, I say just as soon as it warms up enough, you go up and close the doors in that double wide.
Well, considering they've said the entryway was
'Cause you
Not
not
Unsafe.
usable, yeah.
Well, you remember
He
when
won't
you,
put this off until next July if he can possibly do
Right.
it.
yeah,
Right. And you know, the thing
Then
is,
it won't be
if
in
they
the
would just,
budget.
I mean, they could, if they need storage, we've got a whole building here for secure storage, for group meetings, for trainings, if they needed it here. I mean, I'd really like to
They
see
can have
them.
meetings in this room.
And the money,
I'd really like to see them,
huh?
I would like to just say, I think part of the problem is he claims that with being the rescue and whatever, they have to have a place to shower and decontaminate.
They don't have no place there.
I said that, but that was,
But we've also told them that we're able to put a shower in one of these back rooms.
right.
the office that.
We're gonna give them an office, we're gonna give them 3
We're
offices
gonna
and
give
a
them
training
whole
room.
They've got
We're
their
gonna give
own
them a gymnasium, a
entrance with
shower, toilets.
outside lighting, a
he
walkway,
doesn't want you to oversee it.
everything right here.
Just
Stay out of my business.
I got it?
The plan, the plan that I gave to you guys included a security system and fire protection.
Right.
Because where they are right now, they hold confidential personnel and medical records. And
Yes.
there is no security system.
Right.
And there is no fire protection, there is no
Right.
fire alarm.
Exactly.
If they were up here, they would be under that same thing that we
Right.
are, that we're all tied into now. The fire alarm that used to be a pull handle that was only heard in the building, now is tied to our security system, so if it goes off, it calls Eagle Security that calls
Right.
911.
It just,
Same way with
it
our
just
code,
makes,
they would have their own box and their own
Makes
codes.
sense.
It just
but
makes
it's
so
never-
much
It's
sense.
never going to make sense to them. It's about time we just start making
Just
decisions.
start doing it.
Instead of taking it from them all the
right,
time.
exactly.
So-
I
They don't
kind of
wanna
agree
work
with you,
us, so to
right.
hell with it.
We have extended the olive branch
Oh,
over
millions of
and over
times.
and over. And
It's
it's
not
just time to
working.
start making decisions, you know?
Did you get a cost of your building?
No, I haven't yet.
Okay.
I will though.
Well, you won't text it to
Yep,
me.
I will.
'Cause I got a
I
price
think-
from, Jan Brown for a new fire department, but not new fire station. I'm just wondering, yes, Helen?
I questioned that medical record thing today. I saw it today, and I questioned it. I said, when you come to my house for Chuck, you wanted everything that he was taking. In this day and age with opiates, you have got that free up there for someone to break in and think that I have opiates still at my
Right.
house.
That's
I'm very concerned about that.
Right.
That's a good point.
I expressed that concern, so what she's saying about those records, they need to be brought down here soon.
Yep.
They should be in a building where that, like she said, fire protection, security,
Right.
the
Anybody can
personnel
walk into that
records, all
building.
that stuff.
Like we're saying, we're offering them a whole office, all our offices, the use of this whole, the gym, the place, everything. Get rid of the double wide.
That double wide is old and cold and the floors.
Cost us $15,000 last year.
Yeah.
I know,
Right?
but
Was it
my
15
concern
or
is
12?
that anybody's house that they go to, they got every medical record of everybody in that house. I realize Chuck's gone now, so there wouldn't be, but they don't know that.
Right.
Whoever's going in there, break in there. So they're gonna break into my house for opiates that aren't there.
Right.
I'm alone.
Right.
I asked that question today, and I didn't get a satisfied answer, so I would appreciate as
Yeah.
much as you can get them down here, get them down here.
What we would like to see, what we'd like to see is the fire station was built in 70,
65.
85.
85,
They built
the building?
up here.
Original.
The original part was 65, which was just a
Yes, 'cause I
shed.
was- yeah.
And then they added on to it in 85.
And it's got T111 on it.
Skip and
Skip and Gary.
Gary added on the little addition back in 90,
In the early 90s.
92, 93. I remember they were doing that.
Yeah, 92, 93, I was in office, yeah.
And the way the board, I think, looks at it, you guys, is we want a brand new fire station sitting out here.
Should be right here.
Should be right on this
Okay?
site. Come
And
thank you very
we've heard
much.
every excuse there is
Yeah.
not to put it
I
there.
agree with you more. I'm-
Okay.
We've heard the excuse, well, the
Glad to-
trucks can't get up the hill.
Yeah.
What?
The trucks can't get up the hill.
There's too many hills from here
And
to
that
over.
station is
It's
in the
not
center of town.
The people that live on that
They can't move out here
side.
Because what happens if an EMT coming back from a call falls? I said, what if they fall down there? Well, there's cars going. They don't carry a radio? No, they shut it off when they're done the call.
Yeah.
There was every
That's
excuse
what,
there was.
last meeting I
Every
could
excuse.
listen to the recording.
No.
And as much hodgepodge it is, you can see why I'm so scared about those records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really am.
Well, you're right, Helen.
I
That's the
say
first
we
thing we
let it
have.
go on for another month or so, but then we just
I have the
decided
money in the
ourselves
budget,
to do
but
it.
you made it very clear that nothing is gonna be done until it's approved by you.
Yep.
And he has to go to the fire marshal, and if you want my opinion, he's not gonna get a permit
To go into the-
change the purpose of that addition is where he's looking to put it in the back.
Well,
It's a storage, that's why they gave him
the insurance company
permit to
just went
begin
in
with.
there and said, is this structurally, what you've built here, is it all structurally? No, it's just additions. It's not
We
structurally
had Crescent
engineered.
Lumber's engineer come over and give us some roof
Now it
pressure.
has two huge tanks underneath that brand new section that have holes in them, and every time they put water in them, it probably undermines it, so eventually,
That'll
that's
go-
what's gonna happen.
Right, that's,
All right.
I would just like to,
Well, they aren't here to
Yeah.
give us a plan, so
Let's move on.
Yeah,
I
let's
say
just
we
go
give them
on.
to the next selectmen meeting.
No
And if
reason.
nothing's done,
No
we
report.
come, up. Yeah,
Decision.
no department reports, right?
right. Town manager, do you have anything?
I just was gonna tell you not gonna be here for a few hours tomorrow while I run to Augusta.
Okay, all right.
Other than that.
Tracy's all done, so it's just Gina in
Tracy's
the
all
office.
done, it's just me and Gina, and we're not gonna try to fill the position right now. It's just too hard trying to train somebody and
Yeah.
we're both right out straight trying to get town meeting and budget done.
Okay,
So I've set the first budget meeting for the 13th. Everybody got an email.
yep.
And
didn't
barring
put
that
it in.
everything goes good on the 12th, I should be all set to come Thursday,
Thomas
Wednesday night.
Thomas Jefferson's birthday.
Yeah. Well, I have that surgery thing on
Yeah.
the 12th, and I have a babysitter if need be. Hopefully, he'll still be in the hospital, but
April 13th at
Well,
6.
hope not,
he's
but,
supposed to be in there 2 or 3 days, but
Hopefully
I'll
it's
tell you, they've done
Somebody
that.
else will be watching over
So
it.
I can come down there to a meeting.
He's
Too
done
bad
it.
he is in the hospital, and I'm like, but I got a meeting down in Newburgh to go.
He did that to me one other time and said, oh, he's gonna be in the hospital for a couple, 3 days. And so I told him I left that day after the surgery, went home. I said, I'll go to work in the morning and work a few hours and I'll be down after work and check on you and stuff. Yep, and he called me at 9 o'clock that morning and said, come get me. I said, I didn't request any
it
time
6
off
p.m.?
until day after tomorrow.
Right, you guys keep him and watch him, right?
So,
right.
and I don't know what he's coming home in. He's gonna be in a halo.
Oh.
So,
Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
I don't know.
Buddy,
No.
man, stretched out in the back.
No, you will,
I'm probably gonna
you'll
want
be
better
home
be
for a
here than
while.
there.
You're gonna be on the board, right?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
gonna be on the
I'm
board.
just gonna
Right.
watch.
But you know, I need you to come because historically, I mean, I just came back
Yeah.
after a few years.
Yeah.
So, well, I do the budget committee every year, but I'd like to hear
Right.
your input, yeah. If you don't mind,
Not at all.
okay. We got all the regular, I mean, the only new person is Brett Levitt.
Yeah.
So we
Right.
got Brett,
Kelly.
Brian, Kelly, Mark, myself.
Yep.
5 of us, okay.
You're gonna elect the chair. You're gonna keep it with Kelly.
That's their decision, probably.
Yeah, I know, that's why you mean answer off the record.
Okay, so maybe
Off the record.
I'll have to take really good notes if I'm the chair.
Okay, department reports. We have none.
Okay.
Unless Brent wants to say anything.
No, I just wonder, we're gonna do all these dirt roads and all the potholes we got, we're gonna wait until the grader goes over on before the hot top, or?
I just let them ride.
Yeah,
I don't want to spend any
So if
money.
somebody asks me, I can give them an answer.
yeah.
Yeah, we're going to let them ride till the paving
get
crew
around
comes.
them.
Right.
I do. I go across the Mudgett Road every day now, and I go across the North Road Extension every
They
day.
can get around them, they're not so bad they can't.
And
That's why
yes,
the off-road extension's so wide, because everybody going around them for spending years.
yeah.
Guy from the Statesman to tell me the reason that road's so wide is because it used to be 2 cars wide, but they've graded it that
Yeah.
wide. It's not sinking. He said people have said for years it's sinking.
Yeah, I don't know if it's sinking either, but we put so much gravel on it, graded. Like I said, you can really have a nice race over there if you really want to. Drag race, drag strip.
When do you guys want to have spring cleanup?
Having just one this year?
We
Did we-
budgeted till the end of June. You remember
All
our
we
budget
budgeted for.
Was one,
was
Well,
one.
it
Now,
was
if you
2,
want to,
but one was last spring and this
Right.
one.
right.
see, if you budget your next one, will be
We'll budget another
for
one.
a fall
Another
cleanup
budget.
and a spring cleanup.
Right.
And I have been getting phone calls asking when's the spring cleanup.
Call Jerry Sullivan and find out when he can do it.
Yeah, doesn't May or June,
We
whatever
did
he
it-
wants to do.
When did we do it last?
Do it before the 4th of July, because people hate it when there's trash sitting out on the side of the roads before the 4th.
Okay.
And that gives people a chance to get into the cemeteries to clean out their crap.
Coordinate that they're not gonna be doing paving on the road that you got all that trash out.
Yeah. We'll have Scott take it.
Having me grind it up and put it in the pavement.
In fact, that's probably what I'd do. Scott's looking to be done, like he said, June or so.
So like, yeah, that's gonna cut us close
Yeah.
though. Second or third week in June.
I don't have a problem May. I mean,
Yep.
Tell him maybe the first
a
of
month from May,
will
a
that-
month from now.
Yeah, I don't know. Will that mess Scott up?
Well,
Ask Scott.
I'll
You go
talk to
around
Scott.
and-
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, if you see the tie road do this, there's a reason for
Oh,
it.
yeah, that's gonna close some roads off for 2 or 3 days.
I
You know.
think we can take the paving of the North County Road off.
Right,
It's gonna be according to when Jerry can do it.
right. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
call Jerry and find out when he can do it,
Yeah.
because he does it on a Saturday.
I have a question on the hydrant.
Table until
Take this
spring.
paving the North County Road right off the.
Yep, we can get rid of that.
Spring, can't we? I've seen that.
And I have a
buddy.
question on the fire pond dry hydrant.
Yep,
As part of the fire department's budget, they are requesting for $10,000 to fix the pump the pump house. Why do we need both? Why spend this 5,000 and then another 10,000?
So, is the pump broken? Is the pump trashed?
I can't get any information.
The pump is
Sorry.
trashed. You can't use the pump now to take any water out of any streams or any brooks.
That's the portable pump.
This is the pump at the
one that's in the
pond
shed.
at Route 9.
On the pump station.
Well, from our understanding, last conversation we had with Glenn about dry hydrants, we don't need dry hydrants anymore because he's got a skimmer pump.
Right.
That isn't working.
The skimmer.
So, boy, I wish we had dry hydrants.
Tell you, the dry hydrants would look pretty good right now.
The skimmer pump is not working.
And the pump
Are we-
house evidently doesn't work right, and the hydrants don't work right, because nobody's
Nobody's
watched them or
They got a
cleaned them up.
9-gallon pond down there with no way to get the water out of it.
That's right.
That's a sweet deal.
Skip, in your opinion, you were in the fire department. Why? I mean, how often should they be taking care of these dry hydrants? What's the deal with that?
You blow them out, yeah.
You blow them out once a year.
So that's
You
not.
back flush them.
Hasn't been done.
It hasn't been done since
Christ was a carpenter.
Yeah.
it was
Many,
done
many, many.
years.
Last time was that one over,
By Carl Tyler's.
When I had 2 legs, Renee, so that was at least 9 years ago now. My first leg left
Okay.
9 years ago
Yeah,
too.
exactly. So that's the last
So
time you
that's the
remember
last time they
treating
were-
the dry hydrants.
I don't know what they've done since then, but I don't remember.
They went over to Carl Tyler's pond to blow
Yeah.
that one out, and they said they couldn't do it. But
nobody knew how to run the truck.
nobody knew how to run the truck and the pump, so.
So, the ones
It
that
just
they
back-
said don't work.
If anybody
we don't
knows how
know.
to run the pump truck, they know how you can back.
It was all
flush.
young kids, is what Carl said, and nobody knew how to run the truck. And I talked to, who's the gentleman on, I believe Dahlia Farm that drives the trucking company? Him and his father came in here, his father bid on that property.
Oh, it's
Oh, Smith, Randy
Bill,
Smith and Dick
Bill
Smith.
Bill
was
Smith,
one of
yeah.
them.
Right,
And
live on
he
the-
did, he told me, he said, Cindy, none of us knew what we were doing. We couldn't get the truck to work.
Well, the only time that you need both of those pumps at the fire pump is if, say, Keith's barn was burning down his house. That's a
Right.
big, huge,
A huge fire.
huge
Structure fire.
was going on, and you had 6 or 8 pump trucks
Right.
coming. You could fill one from a fill truck
Right.
at the dry hydrant. You could run 2.5 lines off the pump itself that's in the shed and hitch onto 2 other ones.
Right, but why can't we use that float dock thing that's supposed to replace all
Because it
these
won't
dry
work.
hydrants that
It's
we
too
don't
far
want?
down over that bank to throw it down and then work it.
Get down.
I'm pretty sure. Those things only got so much left.
I kind of feel like,
The dry hydrants make a clean lift. So when you hitch onto a dry hydrant and it's sealed all the way down through,
Right.
pipe, you can backdraft through it, flush it down, and then reverse your pump and start sucking it. It will hold the, if there's something wrong with it, if it's shifted, if it's leaking, you won't be able to hold backdraft. You'll have to keep sucking it up every time a truck comes.
Is there any way to maintain
The
or
pumps,
do these dry hydrants with a pump of some sort that wouldn't involve hooking them up to the truck? To see if they work, see if we can clean them up, see if we
right,
can
so you
make
don't
them
mess
workable.
up the truck.
Because I know, as of right now, they're worried about getting crap in the truck.
I just feel like it's a shame we don't have one working dry hydrant.
And it's a shame to spend this $5,000 to replace that dry hydrant in that pond if
we
nobody's
gotta
gonna
do
take
one
care
or
of it.
the other.
You gotta do.
Because with the pump that's in the shed,
Yeah,
you've got you got 2.5 inch hoses.
yeah,
To the pond.
yeah.
To
They
the
both go into the
pond, in a
pond.
dry hydrant, basically. It goes outside the shed couples up and goes into another dry hydrant.
Goes into that
Is all
same
it
pipe
is.
that the dry hydrant,
No, it's
That's
a
a different
different
one.
one.
another one right
Not the whole
side.
setup. It's another pipe that goes down in that pond, comes up like this, then it comes inside the
Pump house.
pump house, one pipe. Then you split it at the pump house.
Right. So you can pump two
You
trucks
actually
if you
have
want.
two dry hydrants in that, but they don't call it a dry hydrant when you have a permanent, I don't know what it's called,
Pump.
but that's what it's set up as. It's a PVC hydrant, just like the dry hydrant. And I
So
don't know
where
how
does
the hell they
pump come
ever
into
broke.
effect?
They hook
see-
they take the hose from the pump and go into this other PVC
Right,
and turn on the pump and start sucking it
just
and
like
putting
you
it
let
out.
your truck to a dry hydrant,
Yeah?
the pump in the shed is your truck.
Right.
So you're
So,
pumping out into the truck.
right. You
Right.
pull the truck up, open up the door, hook a 3-inch, 2-inch line to
So
it.
they won't
To
the
use
pump.
the dry hydrant because they say it doesn't work because it's not been maintained, but they will pump off this
And
pump.
I'm not sure that that dry hydrant isn't maintained. I think somebody broke it.
Yeah. There you go.
If you let, I'll tell you what'll happen to it. If you let, it's hitched to a 6-inch line on the side of the truck.
Yeah,
It's up about this high.
yeah,
You let it go, if you don't put something under that suction hose, you just let it come off the
Right,
dry
it's gonna snap
hydrant
that.
and go up to your truck.
with
The
pressure.
force will just,
It starts to do this. And those sort of things, you usually have pails or something you put under it. Or you get close enough to one that you can set your hose on the ground and then up to your truck.
Okay.
Someone shook the hell out of the thing with something and broke it. That's what happened to it. I'm almost positive.
All right, so we have the money to fix
Fix
the
one
dry
of the-
hydrant.
I would fix that one at least.
Okay.
what about the pump?
Well, that's what I didn't, that's why. I wanted to talk
$1,000
to
is a
you.
lot of
It
money.
is a lot of money.
See, that pump we got
This
real
year, I-
cheap from Hammond. I think they may even have donated it to us back then.
Right?
I got a question. Now, to blow the dry hydrant out that the pump's hooked to, what do they have to do with that pump to blow that dry hydrant out?
I don't know.
Because they're just continually sucking. I mean, nobody blows that one out either.
I'm assuming these
Spend all
trucks,
this money for a pump and it could be just a hydrant. Right?
They don't blow it with air anyway, do they? They
No,
just
use
blow it-
water.
blow it
Water.
with
Yeah.
water,
Right.
just use it right off the tanker. and
right.
blow 'em out.
The way a dry hydrant's supposed to work, from what my understanding is, you have that big red cap.
Right.
You take that red cap off, and there should be water right inside there,
Right there.
okay?
No. It's down at the water.
Down at the water line, but there's water in it.
Right, there's water in it.
Right, and so they hook a line to it, a 6-inch line to it. And you actually turn the pump on to blow it out first, and then you suck it in. Because you gotta blow the debris out the end.
Right.
It blows the debris out and it fills your pipe.
Right,
And then when you switch it, you do it real quick before that drains out. And if you catch it right, it will start sucking that water in. And it's not a guarantee.
no.
Sometimes
It's like
takes 2 or 3
siphoning gas
times.
out of your gas tank.
But once you get it running, your best bet is to leave. Once
Leave
you
it
get
run.
it coming up, you just run it right out the back of the truck when you're not filling on it.
Right.
Let it
So
run right
that's,
back.
that brings me back to my original question. It's been said that they will not hook up to a dry hydrant, whether it be to this town or any other town. They have the float dock, which is a better filtering system.
Well,
So
if they
do we
don't want them, then there's no
ditch
sense
the
in
idea
having
on
them.
the one at the fire pond and let that money lapse back into fund balance and let them budget the 10 to fix the pump. I haven't seen any estimates on this. That seems like a lot
Yes,
of
it
money
is
for
another iffy thing.
$10,000 for a pump.
You ought to have somebody look at that pump to find out whether the motor's shot.
Or just
whether
Or just
it's
need,
the seal's bad.
repairable, Maybe it needs a valve job, you know.
Does it
there's
have-
a lot of
I mean,
different
this is a
options
silly
there.
You
question.
don't
Does it
like
have
me
fuel
very
in it?
much, do you?
Yeah.
but doesn't that an ethanol blend gas
What?
can
Said
really,
you don't like me very much, do you?
I like you.
It's very
I just-
important, because right now, we've got
I don't see how the-
Camden, Connell, Dixmont,
Yeah.
somebody to come and pump out of our ponds. If it was over my way where there's no hydrants, he can't pump out of our pond into that truck.
Right.
Or the culvert, or.
Well, they're gonna do us no
whatever
good if we do have dry hydrants and we don't have the manpower that knows how to run the truck to drive, to
you
pull
want.
it up.
Absolutely.
But I say you take the $5,000 for that dry hydrant crap that Glenn pushed hard against, and you clean up that pond, fix the fence, get rid of the alders around it.
I know.
That's
It's a mess.
disgusting.
It's a mess
I'm
down
I'm working across the street and I see it every day.
Yeah,
I asked for the estimates on.
I know, that's,
I asked for the estimates on the $10,000 on their budget they wanted for, to fix 491. That was.
I
they had
say we-
I say no
on the budget.
estimates, no estimates, no
estimates,
approval.
no money.
Well,
It's about time they smartened up.
I feel bad saying that because it's our fire department,
I
but
was on that fire department for 14 years.
you can't just say, oh, okay, you know, $10,000 and it's, I mean,
Oh,
it turns into 15
he
or
won't give
16.
me, he's told me, I'll talk to the budget committee.
Well, that's what the budget
So-
committee will say.
It just,
Well-
it's hard because, you know, if you
I
don't
don't
shop
know.
around for these prices, I don't wanna raise $10,000 if it's only gonna cost us two. You know,
Or 5,
That-
or
that-
4,
Or 4, or
whatever.
17.
Or
It's this-
17.
I don't
That's
know.
another one of Glenn's big mistakes, or big way of doing things, is underestimating
Yeah.
things until it comes
I
time to
mean,
do it.
$10,000 is a lot of money. In the next 2 years, like I've said, you know, everybody's gonna hate me when it comes to budget time. Because when this trash thing rolls around, we'd get a big shock to our system.
Yeah,
coming,
that's gonna be a
you
big
know?
deal.
And
Yeah.
I don't think that this is really something this company should put off. I'm not being.
And we
mean,
have
but I don't
$5,000
think
right
we're
now
covered by it.
for
I don't
that
think
pond
we're covered by
repair.
it.
hydrant repair.
We ought to have something down there.
Well, then,
I
you
don't
said,
know where.
you said you got 5,000 to fix the dry hydrant at the pond.
Yeah.
Fix the dry hydrant at the pond.
That's what
Let
we
the
had
fire
down
department,
there.
that way you've got a dry hydrant,
Yeah.
Can you use those in the wintertime?
dry hydrant, I believe so.
No, you can't.
See, and that's the thing, is if we don't get the money
Can't get
to
the
fix the pump house,
Well,
we only have seasonal water.
he's gonna have to come to us to the budget committee meeting.
Well,
I don't understand why you guys just don't fire it. I'm serious.
We can't fire him.
You can.
No, we
Of course you
can't.
can.
We
You're
can't.
the one that elects them.
No.
no,
He's appointed by us, but he's elected.
He's
by the
appointed
fire
by you
department.
guys.
no, he ain't been.
No, the fire department.
She does all the hiring and firing in this town.
Same
Yeah,
thing.
but he's never actually been appointed. I don't even know why he's in the building.
I don't either. But
Myself.
that's beside, we could sit here till
I
10
know-
o'clock
I know
tonight.
that, but I'm just saying.
The only
it's
thing
just
is
such
now-
aggravation and we
Huh?
don't
I
have
say the
coverage.
buck stops up there anyway.
Yes.
We don't have coverage and
I'm a
we
little
go for
disappointed,
fire
I'm just disappointed that we haven't
Who's gonna
maintained
cover the
anything,
town?
you know, through these years.
Yeah.
Keith,
what?
who's gonna be the chief if we fire Glenn?
Keep,
Keith won't do it.
Won't do it.
oh,
Will not do it.
then
No.
we can find someone. You have nothing right now.
We've been talking this for the last 2 years, Helen.
Nothing right now.
But like I say, we can talk to this till we're blue in the face.
I know. Kim,
I say you take the $5,000, get Al Babcock, I think he was the one that said he could fix it.
Okay.
Tell him to put a dry hydrant in that pond. At least we've got
At least we
something.
got that.
You've got Winniport, Hamden, Carmel, Dixmont.
Okay.
But they're all gonna have to have a place to get water.
yes.
Yeah, that's
Well,
why I say,
hopefully
let's get the dry hydrant
Tons of
fixed.
tankers here, but if you can have a line of tankers from here to the road if you don't have water access. They do absolutely no good, so
Oh.
we at least gotta put a dry hydrant back.
So that's why I say,
Right.
All right.
fix the dry
All right,
hydrant.
I'm gonna write that down, we fix the dry hydrant.
Maybe we don't fix the pump, or
I had
we
one
find out
other
what's
thing.
really the
Yeah.
matter with it.
I wouldn't mind putting money toward the pump, but it's like, I mean, what's the matter with the pump? No one's looked at it. We need an estimate. Is it the, bad, that ethanol gas will eat up stuff in
Yes, it
Yeah.
will.
little
Is it a
small
gas
engine.
pump?
Is it a gas
or
pump?
electric?
Yes, gas.
Gas.
So, I mean, if the gas is just sitting in there and it's that ethanol, it could be just
They're supposed
filters
to
or
run it once a
rings or
month, I
something.
thought.
Used to.
Go ahead, Cindy, you got one other thing about the
Can't tell you,
planning.
I'm not there anymore.
I know.
So I don't know if it ever gets done anymore.
I had come to you a few months ago with the state changing ordinance on voting. and
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Write-in candidates.
Yes.
Yeah.
The planning board, I believe I gave you a copy of this.
Yes, you did.
The planning board recommends that we put forth to the town a straight up
Right here.
yes or no vote on whether to adopt the state of Maine requirements for write-in candidates under new state option under Title 30A. Part of this option is that write-in candidates must declare their candidacy by filing with the municipal clerk at least 45 days before the election. There were two options on that write-up, I believe. One was, to adopt. But that would have, if we do an article, it has to be done every year. If you do an ordinance, it is done the first year and it doesn't change until the town votes to change it.
Right.
That's why I did,
Doesn't that defeat the purpose of write-in candidacy?
Well, I was just gonna say, not that,
yeah. So, this is what the planning board, you asked for the planning board's recommendation, this
Yeah,
is
I
what
know.
they came back with. If you wanna, do what the planning board says, I just recommend we just leave things the way they are. Only because trying to remember every year to put this article in. We're trying to minimize articles.
I feel like we should just leave it be. I mean, it's the right of a democracy to write in a candidate. That's how I feel about it.
Right, I agree with that.
I just,
The reason that I brought it
If
is
a
because
write-in candidate has to announce,
then they're not a write-in.
then they're not a write-in. A write-in could just happen tonight.
and the only reason I brought it to you was because the state had changed them.
The state
We
always
shouldn't
doesn't
run
make
into it
the
too
best
much as far
choices.
as having to run two at the same time.
Right.
So,
I just feel like we should just,
yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Had a public comment?
Public comments. Selectmen's comments. What do you got to say?
I don't like spending a lot of money, but I sure hope this works out good.
Skip. Call your
I
wife.
feel 100% better that it's done.
But it is what the original intention was
Well,
with
that
getting
is
the
what
loan and everything
always
else.
tried to say, and it's bothered me, but I know I've been sick a lot lately, and I never brought it up till recently, but I finally got my whatever back.
Your mojo.
Yeah, something. And what we were doing just wasn't it.
Yeah. Well,
And
I really-
I've been hearing from some people, probably most of these people that I hear from would never come to a damn town meeting.
right.
But they are all bitching about, no, where's the hot tub? Where's the hot tub?
Right.
Where's the hot tub?
Right.
You're only gonna pay 4 roads, Skip? You're really only gonna pay 4 roads for,
Mike texting Haley. Mike texting Haley.
yes.
Good.
Tell him to bring his leg. I agree with you though. I feel like, I mean,
think
I
we've
wasn't
done
even
the
part of the
right thing.
original, getting the original
No.
ball rolling, but I feel like we've borrowed that much money. I want to get as much done as we possibly can for that
I know
much
that Scott's
money.
gonna use it all, but if he accomplishes what he claims he's gonna accomplish, we have accomplished
He better.
it with the full amount of the loan.
Right. Because that's what the whole,
If this works
Thing was
out,
about.
then we have done.
I'm really glad we waited until this spring to put the bids
Mm-hmm.
out. Because the price of hot top's gone down and we got good numbers back and he was obviously a low bidder and,
Well, I tell you, I was so happy to hear $1,362,000 on those bids.
yeah.
Because even after hearing that, I said, well, now we can get it all done. Because you gotta
Especially the
remember,
estimates.
That's what I
well,
said
you gotta
too.
remember, we asked for 2.5 million
Right,
to do it all.
right. And we're down to 2 and we're still gonna get it all done.
Yeah.
So, that's a good thing.
Anything
Really
else?
good.
We're gonna spend it on trash.
Huh?
Spend that money on
I
trash.
don't know how that's all gonna play out.
Make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
I'll
It
second
is
that.
7:42.
I'll second that.
All in favor? 3-0. Thank you folks for coming.
Oh, I am doing the budget meeting